And
hello, it feels that we are already live.
Are we already? My screen does not let me know that. So hello. Hello and welcome everybody.
Yeah.
I am learning so much about technology as we go through, and each day it's surprising me even more, but that is the beauty of stepping out of my comfort zone and doing this. So I am so excited. We are on now day 4 already, and I have learned so much. My mind is expanding everything that I am doing, and I have been so excited for today's episode with the beautiful Yolanda, who is with us today. Yolanda, would you mind introducing yourself, and a big thank you for being here?
Oh yeah, so I am a coach. I work, my main thing in the world is to work with women, empowering women, because my vision is a world where all women feel free and strong and independent to live the life that they really want. Going out from the paradigm of I have to follow my husband, or I have to marry, or I have to stay at home, or I have, like in different cultures, like the American culture is you have to be at home, you have to have kids, you have to have an amazing husband, you have to have an amazing work, be super successful in everything, be super sexy. That's the perfect woman, superwoman. I want that to be a choice. And many times we get really like conditioned for everything. And I have been working with women who were feeling like, yes, I want to have a better life, but I have this situation and this situation and this situation, and I feel I cannot do anything to solve it. I feel trapped. I feel that I don't have tools. I feel that that's life. And it's not life. Living constricted in situations around you that doesn't allow you to be the woman you want to be, that's jail for me. So I want women to be free, to choose. If they want to stay at home, they're going to stay at home if they choose. If they want to have a business, their own business, go for it. Go for it. You can do it. You can have it. I know so many business women that feel so proud of having their own business. And it doesn't mean that they don't struggle. That doesn't mean that they don't have questions or doubts. It means they feel they can do it, and they want to do it, and they go for it, and they do it. I want this for every woman, this feeling. If I want it, I can go for it, and pretty sure I will get it. Pretty sure I will get it. But if I want it, I go for it. Absolutely. That's the first step.
Absolutely. And I love how your passion is just absolutely shining through. I can feel it with every ounce of me. So as part of this series, one of the questions that I've been asking everybody that's come on really is, what does the term expansion mean to you? Because as humans, we all learn words, we understand words in different ways. So what does expansion mean to you?
I am a super visual person. So when I hear expansion, what I see is the shape of a woman in the universe opening like this, and the light coming from inside all over the universe. So it is creating the universe from within you. So what is inside of you, and you choose to manifest it outside with no limits. In fact, I feel, I understand, I think, I believe, that's the word, that we have unlimited growth. We are infinite. I have a Spanish group that is called Infinita because of that, right? That, infinite. Because when we grow a little bit, let's say I put this goal to me. Let's say I want to achieve this goal. And this goal may be to get a rise in my job. I'm working for a company and I have this position, I'm making this much money, I want to get a rise. And to get this rise, I have to do several steps. And I do those steps. When I get here, I can see that there is another step up there. oh, I like the rise, but I like to get a different position that I have more money and I have more responsibilities. So from here, now I do my steps to get to this point. Now that I am in this point, I have learned so much during my life and to get here that I realize that there is another step up there. And that step can be, oh man, I feel I can open a business with another person about this same business that I have been doing. I'm good enough. So next step may be to start your own business and to get certain clients. And then when you have that business and you have certain clients, you see there's another step and there is another step. Every time you go up, you can see there is another step. So that's expansion for me. It is, I don't limit myself to what I have right now. I see all the time what is the next step that I can take. And I know there can be even more, but I'm going for that next step so I can expansion. And we are holistic beings. That means that when I move forward in one area of my life, that is going to come about mindset and how I perceive and how I organize myself. That moving forward in a specific area of my life will affect all the areas around. All the areas around. So when I grow in my business, I'm also growing in my relationship with my family, in my relationship with my husband, in my relationship with my friends. I get better. My house will change because in these conditions, I like it, my house like that. But now that I have wired my vision in my business, I found that this is not the house that I like. I want a different colors. The couch not be here but there. This is moving differently. So expansion means that it affects all around. That's it.
I just muted myself because the washing machine's just started doing its heavy cycle, you know, when it starts getting really loud, and I didn't want it to interrupt you. So your wow, the explanation to that was absolutely incredible, and I loved every part of it. And I can fully relate to that. I love the part where you said it's about us being whole, we're all here. It's about allowing us to be complete who we are. And as you say, expansion is about moving forward. It's about kind of, for me, it's like breaking them barriers. What's next? So where everything that's in front of me right now, everything that I can see, feel, think, is all been a reflection of my thoughts, and the thoughts of the past have got me here today. So when I start thinking in a different way, the expansion of changing that, of being able to look further past what's actually already materialized in front of us and having that belief and faith to move forward, which goes perfectly into your explanation of, you know, maybe you want to start your own business or possibly work with somebody else. It's all about taking these next steps to expand, to fill and create bigger awareness for ourselves that we can truly live our best life. That was so detailed, and there was no point I was stopping you because I just loved every part of how you answered that. But I'm so curious to know, if you can take yourself back to about 5 years ago, would you envision your life and your business being as it is now?
Oh, can you repeat that question again, please?
Yeah, so if you take yourself back for 5 years ago, so 5 years ago, would you have thought you'd be living the life you are living now?
Not at all. Not at all. I can tell you for sure, not. And because 5 years from now, it was when I was starting in coaching. I started to be more honest. On the first day I went to a seminar and I realized I'm changing my life now. It was 8 years ago. Wow. So I started going to seminars and learning and growing and finding. At that point, I was a Unix system administrator, all head. Computers, matrix, computing languages, chips, wires, all head. And I discovered the coaching world. and I started learning, and I started developing my own workshops. At that point, I lived in Spain. I never thought for this moment that I will move from my city. So I'm not telling even move within Spain to a different city. No, my city. I have been living in this city that I'm right now. This is my mother's house. This is my niece's bedroom. I took over. So I was like, I will be always living in this city. I was clear about that. Now, computing is away from my life to a point that if my laptop gets broken, I take it to the shop. I don't fix it. I reject. I do my own workshops, my own seminars. I do them. I have my business online. That is using coaching, working with coaching, that gives me the freedom to get to any woman all over the world. I don't have to be present there. I can work with women who want to work with me. Doesn't matter where they are living. It doesn't matter. I'm married to an amazing man living in the city that I never heard before. And it's a beautiful city that it is, we live like in a bubble. It's beautiful. It's just wonderful city in the Rocky Mountains. And my husband is a motorbiker. He's a teacher in a high school, and he's a motorbiker. Me living in America with married with a motorbiker that is a teacher who has the biggest heart of any person I have ever met. He has a huge heart. It was completely out of my mind 5 years ago. Wow. Completely out of my mind. That's one of the reasons why I don't enjoy setting goals too far from where you are, because I consider this, what happened to me, I consider it magic. If I had set up goals on 5 years from now, either I will have failed on achieving those goals, or I will say, like, I will have not lived this magic. Yeah. What I have been doing is always living on the day, knowing that I want to change my life. I want to follow this direction. I always followed my intention, my intuition. And that following the intuition is what allowed me to make my path open, new paths open, and get where I am right now. And I feel pretty proud and happy of where I am right now. I can improve a lot, I can tell you. But
hey, congratulations.
It is like, wow, what a trip, what a journey.
Yeah, and I love that as well, because for me in the past, I was very in the masculine, needing to create goals, and it was all about going to the next goal. And a big part that I've only recently been really tapping into is the celebration part of it, because I used to go to one goal to the next goal. And I absolutely love what you've just said, because had you been focused just towards a specific goal, then maybe your life wouldn't have been this way over the last 5 years. But the fact that your goal was to enjoy life, to learn, to know yourself, that's what comes through for me. And that you also mentioned that you took it each day as it went. So instead of pushing, it was, okay, I'm doing this and I'm going to take it each day as it comes. And I just absolutely love how you've allowed it to flow. And like you've just said, it is absolute magic. And there's so many people that may be watching this or may watch it in the future, and they may be in a place thinking things may never change. And here we are discussing how magic things do happen if we focus and we make sure that we're feeling good. And I just absolutely love that story. I really do. And congratulations as well. There was a point where you got all kind of like, yay, this is amazing. And I love to see that. I love to see that magic, because this is what it's about. It's about sharing that this is real. It is here. And the way to do it is by just looking at things with a different perspective. Try new things that are going to excite you and light you up. I just thank you so much for sharing that. That was beautiful. So we each have a reason why we do the things that we do. What dreams and goals have inspired you to succeed?
Dreams and goals. So
We kind of just touched on it, haven't we? So feel free if you want to elaborate on your perspective of how you've walked through that, and not necessarily on a structure of a goal, if that makes sense.
I can tell you, going a little back, I was raised in a culture where women were the less powerful. We don't have the choice. We don't have the option to take decisions. Only if the moment the man says, this is this way, that's the way. If a man will get angry, we will suffer the consequences. Shut down, don't talk. You have to understand him, that he's angry or he's tired or he has been working all day, always putting excuses on men instead of standing up and speaking our mind and our truth and saying, hey, I don't accept this. It's a very abusive relationship. It's not good for men, neither for women. So living that situation put me in a very dark space, in such a dark space that was like, so life is so painful for me that I don't want to live anymore. And I became suicidal many, many years ago. So I know that darkness. I know how that darkness feels. I don't know what goes through our minds. When a woman tells me certain statements, I know where she is, because I know what's going on inside. And because miracles happens, let's say, and certain situations happens in my life that helped me to move forward, I started to see light. Let's say that's darkness. That moment of my life is darkness where I cannot stand life. And the other is like, wow, there are so many beautiful things in this world. There are so many wonderful people in this world that it is such a switch, it's a shift, an enormous shift, that I started to do workshops when a circle of women. And by doing very little things, very simple things that I knew were important, the women, their face will glow. Their eyes will broaden. Broaden is a correct word? I'm not sure. Sorry for my English, I'm still improving it.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
this thing, like right?
Yeah, they light up, don't they? You can see them light up.
Yeah, so you can see that they kind of glow. And then the time passed, and like 2 years later, they will tell me, Yolanda, your workshop got such a transformation. So that's the thing that keeps me going. It's not the future goal. It's not that what inspires me. What inspires me is what I have lived with women that I have seen coming from the darkness to the light. And that darkness means one thing for each woman, and that light means one thing for each woman. So that doesn't mean that they go to the same point. It's like they change their focus, they understand, they see, well, I can live my life in a different way if I take these decisions. And I know I can take these decisions, that power, that certainty, I can do this. That light in their eyes, that like, wow, now I get it. That's what keeps me moving. That's my passion.
Perfect answer. And it's run by the transformation of the work that we do. This is absolutely incredible. So thank you for sharing that. Who's been one of the biggest influences on your journey?
Who are the biggest influence in my journey?
I bet there's been loads. Is there one or two that mainly, like the message, what's the main message or the person who you feel has influenced you the most?
Well, that comes to my mind, brings to my mind someone, if I can say someone, that really, truly shifted my energy. And it was through a meditation. It was a Saint Gabriel, the Archangel.
Wow.
I still have that energy within. And I'm nearly to cry because of that. It was huge. It touched my heart in a way. His energy came inside of me in a way that was like huge. And the love I learned from that moment, it's what keeps me going. The love I felt, the love I saw. It opened my heart to compassion to a complete different level. Like, we are all childs of God. And I can tell you, I am not such a huge follower of Catholic. That is my religion by birthright, let's say. I was raised in Catholicism. I don't follow religions that way. I am a spiritual person. But that encounter, put the name that you want. But we are all childs of God. Change the name God to whatever feels good to you. And love is within us, and we all deserve love and unconditional love. That opened my heart to a complete different way of seeing people, and compassion. Compassion is the word. Others in more the material world, I can tell you Madonna is a big inspiration for me. I love her. I can tell you T. Harv Eker is one of the top in the training world. I saw his business, I'm part in his business, and I love that. So it's inspiring all the work that he created. I cannot tell you him by himself because I don't know him in person and I didn't have the chance to be with him too much, but I saw his project. I live his project and it's super inspiring. The many people who I have met within that, the huge, amazing, powerful trainers like Aaron Huey, that is a huge person, a good friend of mine, especially a good friend of my husband. That guy is super inspiring. Melanie Ann Layer, she has created a complete different world in the online world. She's creating a complete transformation, creating an empire of women who are rising, and she's super inspiring to me. And those are, I can tell you, the ones that I will highlight, but I can tell you so many names. Marshall Rosenberg, the creator of nonviolent communication, huge transformation I have had with him. Huge transformation through him, sorry, not with him, through him. Huge. So
that is so powerful. And the names that you've given, there's a few there that I'd like to know a bit more about, to look into. So if you'd feel free after we get off here, if you'd mind putting them in the comments so we could have a look. Again, a couple of the ladies have already mentioned Melanie and Leah. She is, again, the coaching world, the community it's a very different kind of feel and a different aspect for myself and for anything that I've ever been involved in or around, or that I knew was actually available. And that was the biggest one. It was like a completely different world. So from all of the experience, and I know it's really difficult to pinpoint just one person, and I appreciate, there's so many, and probably many that in a second you'll be like, oh, why did I say that? There's going to be hundreds, and this is part of it. So what was one of the biggest lessons that you felt that you learned?
One of the biggest lessons is not to give up. That's one of the biggest. That our life, it is like a long run. It's not that you put a goal and you have to rush and get it right now. That's not. I know that what I want, I will get it. I know what I want, I will get it. I know that. When I'm going to get it, I don't know. And I can envision some kind of the path to get it. But I cannot be sure if I'm here and I want this, maybe I'm envisioning this path, but maybe I have to do something like that to get here, right? So life is a long run, and you will get to wherever you want to get, or you are meant to get. If you are in touch with your soul, you will find what you are meant to get. You take away the illusions of, I want to have a huge house with a huge swimming pool, 5 sport cars, and so that's the illusion. But what is within us, that's the important part. And I know that what is within me, I will get it. So don't give up. Don't give up, just keep going. It's a path, it's the journey that we do. It is just keep walking. How do I get there? I don't know, just keep walking. Stop stopping. I heard that from Melanie. It just hit my head once. She said, how do you get to the bank? You don't need to ask anybody how to get to a bank. You just get to the bank by walking to the bank. You know where the bank is, just stop stopping. Then you will get to the bank. Just keep walking. So don't give up. Don't give up. Know that you will get it. Know that you will get it. And that the real guide, the true guide is within us. So just by listening to ourselves, our intuition, the path will be clear. We may not get the results or the achievements that we want to get in a certain moment. We may want them right now, and they may come in 2 years from now, or in 2 months from now, or in 2 weeks from now. We don't know that. But if we listen to ourselves, we keep working, knowing that we will get where we have to get. I live in peace. I keep working. I know I don't cause any harm to anybody, and I keep growing and growing. That's the lesson.
That was just absolutely incredible. And I love how you've brought a completely different perspective. And it's, again, I'm feeling like, oh, I really want to know more, and I really want to ask you different questions, but I'm not going to. I'll probably ask you them at a later date. But I absolutely love, it's like my mind is being expanded right now. I'm like, oh, I want to know more about that. And that sounds really interesting. And I'd like to go a little bit deeper into that so I could understand more. And I just love how you're bringing all of this together. It's so exciting. So how do you challenge your underlying beliefs in your paradigms and any assumptions that you have that may necessarily not be working in your favor?
Well, the not be worthy, because of my background, of my story, that it is engraved inside of me. It is like part of me, like my veins. It is engraved. So I'm just aware about that. I am aware, and I know that every time I have a drop down in my energy, that belief is going to rise and it's going to be here. The only thing that I need is just to keep my energy high enough as the non-worthy doesn't bother so much. So I just want to be up with my energy. This is here, has this energy. If my energy is here, this is not bothering. Makes things a bit more difficult, harder to do, but it's here. What counts is the higher energy. So I take care of my body. I take care of my food. I take care of how I feed my brain with what things I do look at, like television, newspapers, or books that I read. I take care of what I talk. Because if I'm talking about criticism all the time, hey, do you know this woman that the other day, that's going to be terrible. So I take care of my energy in many ways. And I know that that belief is there, and I can work on reprogramming it. I can prove myself unworthy. I can tell you we don't need to be worthy. The mountains are going to be there, whether if we are worthy or not of them, they are going to be there. So it's our choice to go and enjoy them or not. I can have a very lousy day that I am not worthy of anything, but I can go to the mountains and enjoy the mountains. I don't need to be worthy to get things. So I can reframe the beliefs. I can do a lot of things. I still know that belief is in my blood. So I just live with it. It's part of me. That's okay. It's not a problem. I just keep going. I just keep going. That's it.
I love that. And you give so many details. And for me, when I jump off, I'll be going back, because you literally just went, I do this, I do that. And there was so much gold in there. And none of it cost us a thing. None of them. It was about taking care of ourselves, about you know, exercising ourselves. I love how you say you can go off to the mountains and just give yourself some fresh air. You know, that is such, I feel I would love to have that. I have this, I want to go to the beach. I love being around the sea. Unfortunately, at this moment, it's not somewhere where we can just get in the car and go to within, you know, within a distance and have a good day there. And it's something that I'm working on, but I just love how you basically just brought it back to me. It doesn't matter what's around us, it's how we're feeling within. It's how we're taking care of ourselves, how, and the best, not the best part, it was all gold, but for me, the bit that I picked up on is the beliefs are a part of us. They're who we are. They're gonna come up. So when they come up, once we know how to manage the emotion, when we know how to ride through the flow, we can then pick ourselves back up. And some days they're good, some days they're not. And this is all part of the journey. And what I heard from you then was a lot of acceptance for who you are, where you are. And it's definitely an area.
Oops. Okay, I don't see her right now, and maybe she has gone. Maybe her computer has disconnected. So I'm here with you guys. The thing, I cannot see your comments. So I love Lauren. She's an amazing woman. I've been with her in a mastermind like 1 month ago, I might say, for 3 months. I have seen this woman grow in an amazing way. I have seen her, like, when I met her first 3 months ago. Oh yeah, I just received a message from her that she is here and she has been kicked out. I hope she will be able to reconnect. I will keep the live going to give her some time. I'm going to write her. Give me a second. Okay. Give me a second, because I cannot write one thing and talk to you with another thing. I cannot do that. Okay, so she wrote me by messenger, and I'm asking her if she wants me to wait for her or if I just close the live. But I can tell you, I have seen this woman growing and with such a huge passion about moving forward and creating a complete different style of living for women. For herself first, she's leading herself first through the change. She is doing a lot of work to create a ground for herself to support women really strong. I have seen such a huge change in her that I'm amazed. I'm amazed. She has been developing all her business right now, and I feel her so confident. I'm glad and I'm proud that she has invited me to this seminar, to this summit, where my main message for you, because I cannot talk for her. Oh, here she is. She's back. Hello, Lauren. I can see that you are mute, so we cannot hear you. And in a moment, you are back.
Wow. I just want to give you an absolute huge shout out. We can't see the comments because I'm using Zoom. It's the first time I've done this. So thank you so much, Yolanda, for holding the fort. I could see you on Facebook and you're like, should I stay on? Should I not? And I'm so sorry, everybody who was watching this and got interrupted. My cable wasn't fully plugged in and my charger went and it didn't give me any notice. So I am so, so sorry. Yolanda, you just did amazing. I was listening. I'm like, wow. That's something that I think as well would have kind of thrown me, and I just loved watching you rise through that and just be and carry on as well. It was absolutely incredible. So I am so sorry for anybody who I've interrupted. We were in a really good flow then, but
you are a master. You are a master. You are able to move forward, to come and go back. Other person will have freak out and what do I do now? But you came in a moment. That's amazing.
I was listening to you.
Congratulations.
Wow. Because yeah, I think if it had cut, it would have panicked me. But we're here, so let's carry on. We have a couple of questions left, and this is pure gold. I am so ready to go and look into some of the information that you've given us as well. I am so curious to learn more, to know more, and to tap more into this field of what's still unknown to me. And like we've been talking about, it's about keep taking them steps. One of the best things I've heard recently is there is no peak to your mountain. And I just absolutely love the saying. You brought it up. I was going to mention it when you mentioned the mountains, because for me, it was such a great analogy to say that even though when we have goals, we have the next goal, and then there's the next goal, and it's all knowing that it's all building this beautiful path in this journey. And it's just, I absolutely love it. Okay, so what values are you committed to?
Oh, sorry, I don't know what's going on with my computer, but the volume is very low and I keep raising it to the 100% and still it sounds very low, and it's my computer, it's not you. I guess other people can hear you perfectly, but my computer is very low. So can you please repeat?
Yeah, of course, yes. So what values are you committed to?
What values makes you,
So what's important to you? It may be the way I'm asking that question. So what leads you? What guides you daily? That's the question. That's the answer I want to know.
What guides me, it is my willingness to create a different world for women. I don't accept, sorry, I don't accept that women has to live a life where they feel trapped, where they don't have a choice, where they are working on living a life, sacrificing themselves constantly. I don't trust in that. I trust if you want to sacrifice yourself, that's great. If it is a choice, I don't find it is a choice for now. So when I see a woman that is struggling, it bothers me. I'm not going to go to save her. I am not a hero saving everybody, even if they don't ask for. I'm not doing that. But when I see that, I think there is much more work to do. So I go to my Facebook page, which people can see me, and then I talk about whatever makes sense to me. That not that I'm going to talk about that person specifically, but what that situation brought up to me and how I see it and how my mind has changed. So it's by watching around and seeing women that are having these situations. It's like, there's much more work to do yet. Let's keep going. And I see many other women doing the same work of empowering other women. And I see them how they create transformation too. So I am not the only one, for sure. But I see them creating transformation. I see women saying thank you because of what you said changed my perspective, and now I relate to life in a different way. So I see we are many women doing the same work, supporting other women who want to live in a different life, in a different kind of world. And so that's what inspires me, to see that the change is actually happening. And I want to be part of that change because I have lived it. I have changed my mind. I have changed my beliefs. I have changed my energy. I have worked through all these energies, and now I can do it. Still, I have a lot of work to do. For me, we never stop growing. But that is what inspires me. I want to be part of that change. I want to create this change in the world, and I want to be in the first line. I want to be there.
I love that, and I can relate to you so much. And my mission is similar, but so different as well. But the transformation, the results, the change in lives, the being the example, and knowing that and you touched upon it before, and I think that was just as we got cut off, we didn't always feel or think this way. We've had to go through our own challenges and our own obstacles and experiences in order for us to navigate this and for us to help people. And there are so many others out there doing this same thing, but we each have our own song, we each have our own message, and that's what kind of helps others. So me and you could say exactly the same sentence, and there's going to be people that will hear your message and hear your song, and people that will hear my message and my song, but it's exactly the same. And this is the beauty of the transformation. The more that we hear things, and even if it's the same type of information from somebody else, the way it's delivered, the way it's presented lands with us in our minds in a different way. And the slightest word or sentence can literally shift us into a new reality. It is just so powerful. So
totally agree. I would love to add one thing, because it is something in my head that I didn't say correctly, and I don't want to take to a bad mindset. I mean, you asked me, how do I overcome with the beliefs like I'm not worthy? Like those kind of things. And
that's
I said
a big one for me that comes up a lot. Yeah.
And I said, I accept they are with me, they are part of me. Okay, saying that doesn't mean that we have to be enslaved to their beliefs.
No.
So I have done a lot of work till the point that I accept that part, that belief is part of me, but it doesn't condition my life in a huge way. Okay, so the beliefs, when we are not aware of them, we just trust them. We don't even realize that we have that belief. I never thought that I was thinking about myself that I am not worthy. So it's important, the personal growth and the personal path, to discover what are the beliefs that are limiting us. Because while we don't see them, they control our life completely. The energy of that belief is higher than my own energy. So once we see them, we work through them. Like, where is this coming from? When I see the roots of the belief, then I can start untangling the mess that it has created. When I untangle that mess, then I can start taking strength from the belief. It becomes less strong. It becomes weaker. Then I can reframe it to understand that belief was okay for me. It was saving my life. A long time ago, it was saving my life. It has a reason to be there for me. So it was saving my life at that time. Now I reframe it, because now in this moment, in this present moment, that belief is not helping me. It is stopping me. So we do a lot of work with the beliefs. We do a lot of work to be able to be free. Beliefs are our main chain, our main jail. And after that, if we still feel, oh, the belief is still with me, that's okay. We don't need to be perfect. We don't need to be free completely of these limiting beliefs. We can work on them, but that doesn't mean that we have to be completely clean. The cleanest we are, the better, but still we can move with beliefs, like, or with fear, like we can move with fear. So
yes, I love that as well. And
sorry that I cut it, but yeah. No, I didn't want to people think that beliefs are always to be there. So why are we going to work with them? No, we can.
I hadn't picked up on that. I hadn't, but I understand. And if we were to watch it back, and it'd be a case of, okay, well, I've got these beliefs and they're holding me back, but I've got them and it's part of me and I'm not going to do anything about it, is a very different attitude to have. Whereas to say, okay, there is something coming up for me, it is not working. My biggest one is I don't feel worthy. It goes straight back to my childhood. It goes back to the minor little incidents of where I didn't get my own way, or where I was told I wasn't able to have something when I wanted it, or I was asking too much. And it's these little stories that now I can, like, I see this pattern. I see like a gold thread, and I don't know if that's everybody or if it's just me, but the way that I kind of unlock it, I see these like a timeline of stories that it just goes think, okay, so I get to the bottom one. I realize that I'm no longer 3 years old, and I no longer want the lollipop that I wanted before my tea time, or whatever it was, why I got told I couldn't have it. And then I work from that place, and it's not always as simple as that, but what I found for me personally is when we can get to the root cause, when we kind of get to the main beliefs, there's so many that kind of just unravel. They just go like, and they pop and go. And it's doing this work, you know, we're always going to have some resistance coming up. We're always going to have fear, as long as we're pushing ourselves out of our comfort zone, because we're humans, and it's not normal for us if when we're comfortable and we're not feeling that fear. I'm learning to tell myself, okay, push yourself, do something, learn something new, because I'm getting comfortable with the uncomfortable feeling. So I think it's really great that you brought that back up, and also it's great for anybody who's watching, because you just give us an exact step-by-step of how we can do it as well. So it's just so powerful. This work is so powerful, and I just love your message, and your energy that's radiating through this now is just incredible. It really is. So we have one question left, and I want to respect your time and everything. And it's one of the greatest questions, I always think. What advice would you give to your younger version self of a few years ago? What would be the advice you could give to her today?
What would it be? Sorry? Say that again.
What advice would you give to your younger self?
What advice I would give to my younger self?
Yeah.
To keep trusting on herself. Just trust in you. Everything is going to work, and this journey is going to be such an adventure. Trust yourself.
I love that. And it's a one for me as well, and it's believe. Mine comes up, and when I really kind of sit there and I'm like, okay, what would I tell myself? And it's believe in yourself as well. Trust yourself is one of the ones that comes, because I find one of the hardest parts of this journey is having that trust, like we spoke about right at the beginning. And we were talking about, if we can't see it, we're trained to think that it's not available to us. We can't possibly have it. And for me, it was about the trust and the belief. And now, you know, we're here, we're having this conversation, and we're sharing the message, no matter whether, you know, like you've, it's really important for me to get my point across. The influences that you mentioned, that there are so many people and messages out there, no matter who we go to, if it's helping us and if it's guiding us and making us feel better, and it's enhancing and expanding our life, it truly doesn't matter. We're here, and this whole interview was brought together of a collective of women from all around the world. So just to say, Yolanda, you're currently in Spain right now, aren't you? So, and
I am.
And you're originally in Colorado, and this is what's so beautiful, because for me here in the UK, I've had a tendency to kind of limit myself in the online world, just knowing what I know. And then when I expanded myself, I learned so many new avenues. I met yourself, I met all of the incredible women, all from around the world, all sharing a similar but different message. And it's all about coming back to ourselves and living our best life. So Yolanda, thank you so much. Is there anything else that you would like to add? Is there anything that you just want to share? And also, where can we find you? Where's the best place so we can come and soak in all of your absolute magnificence?
So I have my Facebook personal page that, well, Yolanda Lucas Bravo. See, if you want, we can share the link later, so they can get there. But also, I'm super happy. I'm super excited, because finally I'm going to open my English women group. Till now, all the things that I have been doing online were on Spanish, but I have a lot of people who are English speakers. And I was like, I cannot be just talking for Spanish people. I want to share also this for women in English. So my new group, Wild Sacred Woman, is going to open next Thursday, the 2nd of July.
Wow.
And I'm going to throw a party for it, and I'm going to open this group, and we are going to have fun. We are going to share a lot of information there. I'm going to create challenges. I'm going to create master classes so I can share information and experiences, because I believe more about learning from experience than just sharing information. This is
I love that.
Information is for classrooms where you are with a notebook. That's it. No, experiences. Yeah. So master classes and all these things. And I will be opening. So anybody who wants to join to the celebration, more than welcome.
Send me
please, I would love to have you.
Absolutely. Sorry? Send me the group link. You know, there's been many times where, and a lot of your work is in Spanish. And there's been times where I'm like, I really want to learn Spanish just so I know what you're saying. But obviously there's the translation. So I'm not blocking myself there. There is the translation to do it. But your words, your post, your life, your message, everything about you is absolutely incredible. I just love you to pieces. I love everything that you're doing, and I'm so excited. I now have a group where it's going to be in English, and I can learn so much more about all of the magic that you have that you share. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I'm really proud that you invited me to be here with you, and my heart.
It's so good. It's so good. And I do apologize to anybody for the interruption in the middle. We are still here, which is absolutely incredible. But that's not going to say, I hope you all have the most incredible day. Yolanda, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much. And everybody else, take care. And don't forget as well, you can still be entered into the giveaway. Draw the expansion giveaway. There are so many entries going into this. It is so exciting. I will do another post if anybody wants any questions answering, put them below and I will get your entries in. So Yolanda, have the best day and thank you again. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.